Alright gang, welcome back to our Triple Threat Challenge here in Hutan Pantai. It is December, episode 28, 8:02 in the morning. I've spent some money. We talked about in the last episode that I was going to put down a production that allows us to make some silage from straw, among other things. I have already done that. So I will show you that here in just a second. We're actually bringing up our baler because we are going to make the upgrade to the forage wagon. And so we're going to sell this guy. A lot to do today, though. We've got to pick up all that straw off the ground. We need to start getting that field re-drilled. One of our long grain rice fields is ready to harvest. And then we got to start getting some of those trees down to put into the sawmill. A lot to do today. So let's repair this first things first. And then we'll spend the 13 grand on repainting it. And then we are going to sell it for 43,255. Not too bad at all. While we're here, we'll go ahead and spend the $75 to repair the tractor, even though it really doesn't need much. Just might as well do it while we're here. Now, we're not going to sell the wrapper. I kind of talked about that, a little bit of a wishy-washy in the end of the last episode, but I talked about how we're going to keep it. We'll do some contracts. We'll do some more contracts for wrapping. That way we can utilize most of this pallet up, and that way we're not wasting it, right? Nothing really in the used market, as you could tell, but we're going to go ahead and pick up a forage wagon today. Specifically, I think we're going to buy this guy right here, the $100,000 Rapide 580V. We'll take up a good chunk, or most of our money, I should say. I did install this Lizard TARDIS, which is really nice, and it's only 50 grand. But I'm utilizing that in the survival challenge, so to try to keep it a little bit different, right? We're going to go ahead and buy this guy. Michelin's absolutely... which wheel setup do I want? I think I like 2 better. Silage, additives. Yeah, we don't really have a whole lot of grass, but we might as well go ahead and do that. And so 102 grand. Pretty pricey, but I think it's going to be worth it, considering the fact that, you know, we're going to be getting a lot of straw out of some of these fields, because we're probably going to be putting down a lot of product. Well, we have been, and we're going to probably continue to put down a lot of seeds in the ground that will produce straw for us. So, seems like a win-win. So we're going to get this back to the farm. We'll put some silage additives in here as well. We're not really going to utilize it now for the straw, but we do have our grass field, which is also ready to harvest. It's been ready to harvest for a while now, but we've had other things that were a little bit more important, a little bit moved up the priority list to accomplish. So I'm not sure if we're going to get that field mowed today as well or not either. In the distance, you can see what I put in, what we were talking about at the end of the last episode, the silo that I put in. I like the location it's in. It's you know, snuggled right up to the edge there of our greenhouse, and really didn't take away too much of the grass that we planted there. So I'm pretty happy with it. Now it is December. We do have some things in the silo to sell as well today, so it's going to be a very, very busy day. A very, very busy day, to say the least. Let's see how much we have in here. We have 34,000 liters of oat and 9,240 liters of sorghum. Just to kind of give a ballpark here of when we should sell them, let's go ahead and look at that. Oat, I went flying past it. Oat technically is next month, but right now it's 2827 to the Harbor Grain Elevator, and it's still going up, so we're going to keep an eye on it. It's probably going to go be sold today. Similarly, the sorghum here, it has a 2345, which is not the best average price, but it's pretty close. So we're going to keep an eye on it. We may not sell them today if they continue to go up, but we'll see. All right, we'll see. Now we've got one bale out here already, as you can tell. I already had a good amount in that that baler, and I didn't really want to waste any of that, so I decided just to go out here and pick up some of the straw now. That way, you know, we can at least drop a bale out, and we can utilize that to move it over to our new silo production, right? So that way we're not wasting any of it. We've got some weeds growing here, and that's okay. That's just because we didn't get the straw and everything up from the last episode. Just ran out of time. Not a big deal. No reason, really. I talked about how we're going to put some silage additives in here, but we might as well go ahead and wait until, you know, we're ready to mow the grass. There's no reason to put it in now. It's not going to do anything for straw. It really only does stuff for grass. But yeah, there's a lot of straw here on this field. It's going to take a while for us to get this done. It's not going to be a fast process. Now, as far as picking this up, I I was afraid of. I was going to say, I don't think a worker can do this, unfortunately. So what we're going to do here, once we get a full load, is we're going to go ahead and drop it off at the silo. We're going to get that running. I will then jump into the harvester, and I will get the worker going on harvesting that field over there, because we might as well. And then we'll jump back over here and continue on with doing the straw pickup here. Once we've got all the straw picked up, our next objective is going to be getting the worker on this, cultivating it up for us, so it'll be ready to go and more than likely be drilled in the next episode. Probably won't be this episode, but we'll see. You never know. A little bit of a cloudy day today, so not the best for doing a recording, but hopefully it doesn't rain. It is supposed to become sunny later on in the day, as you can see in the forecast there in the right-hand corner next to the December month calendar. But yeah, things are good. Now, the field over there that we drilled up is doing well. The newest field that we purchased, right, over here, field 26. Everything's going well there. It does have a little bit of weed, it looks like, so we're going to have to take care of that today, but otherwise, it's looking good. It's got its 2 applications of fertilizer already, because it was a grass field prior. We got a lot of straw bales in there that we're going to move over to the silo as well. The goats are doing fine. They still have a bale of grass out in front, and they've got the meadow grass as well, so there's really no issues there. So things are, for the most part, on the farm we're doing very well. Now today, we are going to, like I said, start chopping down those trees up on that hill on that field that I just was talking about, the newest field that we purchased, right? We're going to start chopping those trees down and bringing them down to the sawmill. Now, we'll do a little bit of it probably on camera, but we're not going to do a whole lot, just because I've mentioned many times before, I don't think woodworking and forestry, whatever you want to call it, is really the most exciting thing to do on camera. So we'll do a little bit of it, and then more than likely a good chunk of that and the remainder of that, at least chopping the trees down and moving them there, will probably be done off camera. Now, to do so, we are going to have to buy a winch. We do not have a winch at current. We do have $46,000 to our name, and if we do sell any of the crop that we talked about here a little bit ago, that will give us plenty of money. I think $46,000 actually is already probably plenty of money. We probably could, already buy the winch, I think. There's not many winches out there. There's really just the one that's the vanilla. There's another one that came out. I think it's kind of an unrealistic mod, I think. Basically, it's the same winch, just allows you to pull more, I think. We're not going to utilize that. We're going to do it pretty much straightforward there. We're already kind of utilizing a very unrealistic mod anyway with that silage silo, but try to keep it to a minimum, right? But how's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. Things are good here. All things considered, works a little brutal right now, but everything else is good. Nearly full here. It's taking a while. This is a lot bigger, or it takes a lot longer, I guess, to fill this up than I had expected. There's a lot of straw in here. I mean, we're over 30,000 liters of straw here. It's a big old forage wagon. Now, we talked about it prior as well, and my goal still is to get rid of these trees right here on this corner, and then take this field and kind of expand it out a little bit. It's still not going to be a perfect square, but it will be a little bit better. And it'll give us a little bit more, crop, a little more yield out of the crop, because we're going to have a little bit more space to put stuff in, right? So that won't probably happen today, but that is a future item for sure. So we'll go ahead and unload this, and then we'll jump into the harvester once we get this set up and ready to go for us. So this is going to make us a lot more money utilizing this production versus just selling the straw outright. Now, this production is pretty insane. It allows you to do all kinds of stuff in here. We are just going to do the basic straw silage. I don't think I want the digestate. We'd have to do water if we want digestate. So I think we're just going to do the regular straw silage for now. We'll see. And we'll just put it into storage. Alright, so while that's happening, let's jump into... Man, we need to get... I've talked about this on a lot of different series, but we need to get a power washer here. We need to get these pieces of equipment clean, man. They are very, very dirty. It is time to clean all this stuff up. Again, that's not going to be today either. We've just got too much going on today, but in the near future, that is definitely going to be moved up the priority list of things to accomplish. Alright, so AI work the headlands, number of headlands 2. I'm fine with that. Start with the headland, perfect. Alright, get going. Now, before I forget, we're going to go ahead and flood this field. Alright. So that's flooded. So that's good. We can get back into this, and we can get to work here, gang, getting the rest of this straw up. Got some baby goats in here, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that in the last episode or not, but I'm going to bring it up now. We've got some baby goats in here. There's a kind of a teenage-ish goat right there, I guess. But here's a baby goat right here. Living his best life, just loving life right there. So we got some more animals being finally reproducing in here. 14 at current, so that's good. Means we're going to start making a little bit more milk. I don't know how much or how many more goats we can fit in there besides that. Probably not many more. It's not a very big goat field. We may eventually upgrade that potentially, right? That's an option. We'll have to see how things go. This is a big field. This is going to take a while, so let's get to work here, gang. It's going to probably not be an entirety here in a time lapse, but we're going to at least get some of this knocked out, and we'll see where we get to. All right, we're nearly done here, gang. Just the last pass here of the straw. Everything will then be in the silo. It actually is best to sell silage today, and it's kind of dropping in price. So I think whatever we make out of it, we will sell today. It is a pretty fast operation, so might get through all of it before the end of the episode. Who knows? But we are going to sell it. That's going to absolutely help us in our quest here to trying to get the loan paid off and the second field. Among other things, right? So we're going to see what we get to and how much we get out of it. Now, there is a little bit of the field over there that we are going to have to touch up as far as the harvest goes. The worker has completed the job, but there are little bits on the edges that the worker, for whatever reason, the GPS, the AI, whatever, however you want to pronounce it, has issues. There you go. You can see them right there. Has issues getting. I don't know why, but they don't for whatever reason. So we'll touch all of that up and finish that up, and then we can get a worker going on at least cultivating the... I think we're going to do the big field first today, so we'll get the worker cultivating the big field. Now, as far as the silage goes, you can see right now December's best. It is dropping, and it's dropping pretty quickly here. So 360, 372 at the animal dealer. That's probably where we're going to be taking it. And at current, we currently have 21,000 liters of silage already. There is 142,000 liters of straw for it to get to, though, or get through, rather. So that's going to take a while. So for now, I think this is going to be kind of in the way, and I don't really like leaving things in the way, but I think I'm just going to stick it right here for now. Because we're going to need to work a little bit around some of our sheds and barns here. We're not really going to need the bale shed any longer since we switched to doing it this approach. And that shed, I don't think is big enough for me to put the forage wagon into it. I think it's a little bit too short at the end. So we'll have to see what we can do with it. Might get rid of it, maybe put something else down. Who knows? For now, we can go ahead and get the worker going here. I need to get that bale out of the way, so I'm going to do that first thing first, after I get the worker set here. Let me unhook this. Let's go hook up to the front loader here so we can get that bale out of the way. Didn't take too long. That time lapse there wasn't too bad. A little bit longer than I probably wanted it to be. I wanted it to probably be around 14, 15 minutes of in-game time. It was more like 16, 17. But it wasn't bad. There's a little bit of a glitch right there. Or a lag, whatever you want to call it. That went well. Make sure I don't run into that tractor. The worker doing stuff there. Alright, so let's go put this over here. We'll jump into the harvest here. We'll touch up the remaining bits here. We'll also probably take a look and make sure our goats are doing okay as far as water, and the greenhouse is doing okay as far as water. I'll also look and see if it's the best time to sell the cabbage or not. It could be. It very well might be. As a matter of fact, let's go look at that right now. We've got 9,000 liters in storage there. We've got 4 pallets that have spawned. Napa cabbage. There we go. Napa cabbage is best in January. So we'll hold off till January. It should have enough room to store some more in January. So that'll be a nice little payday for us when that time comes. They were okay on water as far as the actual greenhouse goes, so I'm not too concerned there. So we get turned around here. We'll look at the goats and make sure they're okay on water. I suspect that they are. Yeah, they've got 582 liters. It's not a lot. We probably should top them up, but if we don't have time to do it today, it won't hurt us to wait till tomorrow. They'll still have plenty of water in there. Now, we only have one cultivator, right? So, this field's probably going to have to wait unless we decide to utilize the plow, which I guess we could utilize the plow, but if we utilize the plow, then we're not going to have a tractor to help try to pull logs out of the tree, try to cut down the trees and pull those trees out to the sawmill, right? So I kind of have to pick our battles here. We really don't have enough money to buy a third tractor, and we really don't need a third tractor. It's very limited period of time where we would need 3 tractors, so it's not really worth it. Okay, jump back into the John Deere here. Now really, soon, and what I mean by soon is within the next, I don't know, handful to 10 episodes, something like that, we should probably start thinking about upgrading our harvester a little bit. We're getting some pretty big fields now, and it's only going to continue here for a little while, because we're not going to have enough money to buy the stuff that we would need to put the green beans in for quite a while here, right? So if we can make our job a little bit easier, a little bit faster by upgrading maybe the header or the harvester and header together, it's probably a smart investment for us. I would love for one to pop out in the used market. We never get that lucky. There is a trailer out there, but not really. We don't really need that right now. So the long grain rice here will go into the silo. We'll see what the price of long grain rice is right now. I don't think it's best now. Normally it's not. We can look also at the other stuff we looked at the beginning of the episodes and see if they have stopped gaining in price or not. The sorghum has not, so the sorghum will be fine. Long grain rice, yeah, it's not terrible actually. The train station's 209. That's actually not bad at all. But yeah, the oats are still going, so we'll hold off on that. All right, so we'll unhook that there, kind of slightly in the way, but that's all right. We're not going to really... I mean, we're going to need that to unload the oats later on in the episode anyway, at a minimum, and probably the sorghum too, right? So... I think it's going to be another episode where we're not going to be able to get to this grass, unfortunately, but that's all right. You know what? I was going to go at it from that angle, but I don't think that's actually going to work as well as I thought. So let's just go from this angle here. We do still have 2 grass bales in here. I think I'm probably just going to move those over to the goats there. I could, put those into our new silo, but I think I'm just going to move them over with the goats. That way we don't have to worry about the goats for food. Probably for the rest of the series. If not, it'll be very end of the series before we have to worry about them. Because they're not really chewing through that grass very fast, especially with the fact that we've got, meadow grass in there too. So let me get the rest of these straw bales over here. Get them put in here. All right, this is the final bit here of the straw. You be careful on these turns, man. Those top ones will just fly right off. All right, good. All the straw is in there. Good, good, good. We've got 225,000 liters of straw in there, making us some silage, so that's really good, man. That's going to make us a lot of money, and it's going to be a lot better than just having those bales just sit there waiting to sell them at, basically nothing. Okay. So that's all done, so let's go ahead and put the harvester away here before I forget. We can also look and see if it's the best time to sell goat milk. I know I think it is December. It's either December or January, like everything for the most part, but if it's not, we're going to wait. We're going to hold off on that. I'd like to ideally start utilizing that goat milk for some kind of production, but we really don't make that much goat milk, unfortunately, with the size that we have. It might be beneficial for us to consider upgrading our goat pen to a bigger one, right? I'm not sure we're going to do that, though. But it's something to think about as we carry along. All the things I'm talking about here all cost a lot of money, right? And really, right now, we should be trying to save as much money as we can for the most part. Okay, so that's done. So I tell you what, we need to look at purchasing a winch here. I talked about doing that. So this is the winch, right? I don't see any reason to get anything else besides this one. This should be sufficient. It only requires 60 horsepower. We have 60 horsepower with the John Deere. So, I mean, that should be sufficient for us. It shouldn't be, you know, it shouldn't cause any issues at all. So, let's go pick up the winch, and we will head over to our newest field and start chopping down some trees and try to get those into the sawmill. So that way, we can at least start working on the temple. We do have $250,000 of, or $500,000 loan, excuse me, still remaining to pay off. So we haven't even started that. So maybe that's what we can do. Start working on paying that off a little bit today, depending on how much we get from the silage and things like that. Yeah, let's head up here. Let's pick up that winch, and I will see you over at the newest field. All right, let's knock some things down here. I'm gonna go for the big guy here first. This big dog. I'm gonna try to see if I can get to slide down the hill a little bit. Dang. There we go. We're gonna take a while to get through this big dog here. 15.1 meters. Japanese Zelkova? I'm not gonna be honest with you, I don't think I've ever heard of a Japanese Zelkova in my life. I really don't know anything about trees, though. I know my oak trees, I know my evergreen trees, spruce trees, fir trees, like I know that kind of stuff. Because that's just, in the region I live in, that's what we see. But all the other trees, man, I am not a tree connoisseur by any means. Alright. One thing I'm going to do before we get started here is I'm going to do a quick save here. This winch does have an issue. It still has that same issue. I don't know if it's only on console or not, but it has a major issue where if you look at it a certain way when you're trying to hook the winch up, it glitches out and the whole thing crashes all the way out to the whole game crashes all the way out to the dashboard. Okay, I don't know, man. There's no way that that winch is going to be able to go that far. That was insane. It's going to say it's too far away. Too heavy. Too heavy. So I might even have to chop this down even more. How long it takes just to get through that thing. It's crazy. Did it even chop it? That one's still too big, so let's chop it again. I mean, it's going into a sawmill, so it really doesn't matter. It's not like I'm selling it, so I guess the lengths and the sizes and everything, that doesn't really matter. Let's get a little bit closer here. All right, we got something here. I can't see anything that's going on here. Let me zoom way out here. I think we're pulling the whole tree. Even though it says we can't pull the whole tree, we are literally pulling the whole tree right now. Okay. We've got to spray this field here down today as well. Or get a weeder or whatever we decide. Probably just spray it. We've got the sprayer already, right? Might as well spray it. Alright, we've got some wood in there, gang. So we actually are able to produce something. That's actually a lot of wood there, as you can see. So we have it set up already, I think. Yeah, we already have it set up for the planks long because that is what the temple needs. If you recall, let's go jump to the temple again. That's the whole reason for doing this, is we want to have something that we're putting in the temple that's from our own stuff, not just going out and buying it directly just to go and you know, deliver it here. So 6,000 planks long is what we need, and we also need 6,000 cement bags. We actually, in fact, we're not pulling the whole tree. I thought we were, but we were not. There's still a chunk down here, so we'll go ahead and pull this back as well. It's a nice thing. There's a couple of those size of trees in here, which means we should get a decent payday out of this, right? I'm going to have to kind of keep an eye on this sawmill, though, because I don't want to just make a ton of planks long, and then it tells me, oh, we need regular planks, or we need boards, because it might. And if we're just making nothing but planks long, then we're not going to get anything out of the rest of them, right? So we kind of have to get as much down on the edges here as we can right now, because once this field gets germinated enough, we're not going to be able to drive over it, because we do have crop destruction on, right? I always have crop destruction on. I don't think there's ever a series that I've ever done that did not have crop destruction on. Now, there might be situations where I turn it off for a brief moment, like the end of the Farm Maze challenge, right? Just so I could get everything set up where I want it to be at, because we were ending the series anyway. But other than that, I never, ever turn them off. All right, we're going to try pushing some of these down here and see how that goes. I suspect it's going to go well. I have to get past the stump, but I suspect it's going to go fine. Just kind of have to keep the winch in the middle here. Kind of use it as a sledge or whatever you want to call it. All right, this tractor's going to need some service here. Or, I'm sorry, well, it does need service, but some gasoline here pretty quickly. I think I might have brought that up in the last episode, and I didn't do it for this one. I did it for the other tractor, but not this one. So we'll try to get this tractor some gas here when we head back too. All right, I think I'm going to actually just put this tree in here, and then we're going to hold off on the rest of the trees for today. This should be sufficient. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be probably closer to 30,000 liters of wood that we're putting in there. So it should make plenty, I would hope. And you know what? Now that I said that, it might not. But we're going to hold off anyway. We're going to hold off cutting any more trees down to see how many pallets we're going to get out of this of long planks first, right? If we get enough for 6,000 liters of long planks, which we may or may not, then we might know, as far as the temple goes, what else we need to put in there, right? That way we're not just making too much of one thing. Yeah, I mean, it definitely was around 30,000 liters at total, but it's already cranking out, you know, planks long for us. So, all right, so we'll hold off for the rest of the trees for now until we see what else it's needed. Actually, I should keep this up here. I don't know why I'm bringing this back. There's literally no reason for me to bring the winch back to the yard. Only to have to bring it back here again. It can just hang out right here by the sawmill. So let's head back to the yard here. I'm going to pick up gas on the way back. We will grab the sprayer, the herbicide sprayer, and we're going to spray down that field. Ooh, easy, Z. Easy, buddy. We'll spray down that field, and then we'll see how the worker's doing on cultivating that field over there. All right, we are all done with that field. Obviously, we're bringing back the sprayer here. I'm going to put it back into the shed here. Switched out tractors, obviously, mostly because this tractor itself has a bit of a weight on the front, as you can see, so it helps keep it down on the ground where the other John Deere did not. And the John Deere can sufficiently do the cultivation of that field over there. So just switched it out for that reason specifically. Now, the remaining things we're going to do here is we're going to start selling some stuff here. We're going to make some money. Let's put the oat in there and do a quick save here, and we're going to see where it's best to sell the oat at. We're probably going to gain a few extra dollars out of it since we waited till later on here in the episode. Let's see prices. Here we go. We want oats, and oats are Harbor Grain Elevator 2888. The grain mill is 2842. $40 difference. For something that's a lot closer. And we're going to have to make 2 trips. We're just going to go to the grain mill. We're going to go to the grain mill. Well, we might lose, I don't know, 100, 200, 300 bucks off of that. Maybe even 500 bucks, 600 bucks, but it's fine. I'm not that concerned about it. We're just going to save ourselves some wear and tear on the tractor, the equipment, and some gas by going to the one that is very, very close to us, that we are very familiar with. As a matter of fact, I didn't even need that trigger on. I don't know why I turned it on. So this will be good. This will be a nice payday here for us, right? Sorghum, I think we're going to probably do the same thing. Before I 100% go with that approach. The train was 2813. What was the train for the sorghum? 2333. Yeah. Whoa! Run right into it. Yeah, we're just gonna take both of these to the grain mill. The grain mill price is very, very good. And with it being so close, it's just a no-brainer. Come on, trailer. Taking forever. This is good, man. Look at this. This is good. This is really good. Might be able to buy the other field today. 55,000 out of that. I definitely think we're going to be able to buy the other field. How much was the other field? 100 and something? 100 and something thousand, I think. The other field we have to purchase is this field right here. 32. 122. We're definitely going to be able to buy that today, gang. Man, that's exciting right there. Is there any... I don't think there's anything in that field, is there? There's nothing in that field. Oh, there is. Barley. But it's weeded to hell. Why is it... Did I have something turned off here? Oh, I do. There you go. Somehow I had those turned off. I don't know why I had them turned off. Well, that's good. There's something in it. I mean, the yield bonus is 77%, but there's a massive weed in here. I think we would kill the crop here. I think it's too far along. So I think we're going to have to deal with the weeds there. But at least that'll give us a little bit of the money back that we're going to utilize to buy that, man. We're making progress, man. It's taken us nearly 30 episodes, but we're finally making really good progress in this series, man. It's a slow grind to get to this point, but it feels really good to see the fruits of our labor there, right? To get to this point here. We're not out of the woods yet. We got a $500,000 loan to pay. We have a $500,000 harvester we have to buy for the green beans. Need a drill for the green beans too. So we're not out of the wood yet, but at least what's in that crop field that we can purchase does have something in it we can actually harvest right now, right? It's a good thing. There it is, gang. We surpassed the amount we need to buy that field, so... And we still have sorghum to sell. We're going to have that silage that we're going to... All right, just that's fine. That might have been my fault, but we're just going to act like it wasn't. This is good, man. This is good. 134,000 right now. All the oat has been sold now. So we got to grab the sorghum, which is just going to be one trip. Then we're going to go take a look and see how much silage we have. Actually, we can go ahead and look at that right away. Well, I don't even go over there. I can just look at it through here. 54,000 liters of silage. That's a couple trailer loads. Sorry. That's my fault again. I can't yell too much at the traffic on the vanilla games. They are not as bad. The custom maps, though, the investment challenge, which if you haven't, you should check that out if you haven't. I'm really enjoying that series. On Riverview, they're a menace, an absolute menace. And this is good, man. It's opening up a lot of space here for our silo, which we desperately need because it does not, unfortunately, hold that much space. We got around it this time, but the next time it happens, we are probably going to have to figure out something else for the silo or buy another silo, one or the other. Either upgrade that silo to something else or buy a second silo. Or a silo extension or whatever. Might go the path of a silo extension. We haven't really utilized that yet in FS25. So that might be the way to go, is just do a silo extension to that silo. This is going to be great, man. Having another field, money's going to be pouring in here now. All right, just turn in front of me. That one is you. That one was on you. I had the right of way. That was on you, buddy. We have that many fields to harvest, man. We're going to make so much money now. Money is finally going to start becoming a thing where we're not hurting every episode. We're actually able to collect some money, pay some things off, buy some things we need to buy for the challenges. Look at that, man. Up to 156,569. 21,987 off that harvest. Which is fantastic, man. That's a small little harvest there. That's good. And that was money we got back from that field we purchased, right? So alright, we're going to get a full trailer load of silage here. We're going to go take this up to the animal dealer. It's the best price to sell it at. Even with taking all of that silage out, we still have 38,359 liters of silage. So that's another 2 trips at a minimum. And the silage price is very good right now. Now, this isn't going to be as much as the crops and things, so don't act like it's going to be that much. But, I mean, it's still $372, excuse me, per 1,000 liters. I mean, we're still going to get a good couple $1,000s out of this, right? And it's just excess stuff. And it's better than what we would have got with just selling it as straw bales. The straw bales would have made us an okay amount of money, but it wasn't going to be this much. I mean, we can figure that out pretty quickly here by if we scroll up. Make sure I don't run into anything like last time. I mean, straw is at 144, so we're doubling our money by going this approach, right? So, that's absolutely a win-win here for us. We may not sell all the silage today. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I might just sell this one and call it. We'll see. Because it's not going to drop that much between now and January. It's still going to be a pretty high price. And the rest of it, after that, we'll just leave it in there until it's the winter months again. $7,293 just from excess stuff. I mean, that's a freaking win all day, man. So, let's go ahead and purchase the field. Might as well go ahead and buy it now, right? It's in the early growth stages. As a matter of fact, maybe we... Yeah, I think we do buy it. I bet... I don't think there's any way for me to get around the weeds, though. I think I'm going to kill the crop if we go over there right now with the herbicide sprayer. But we own it. Let's. I'm going to try it. Let's head back to the farm really quick, and just to kind of end the episode off here, I'm going to hook up to the herbicide sprayer. We'll head over there, and we'll try to drive over a tiny little corner. And if it kills the crop, then we won't do it. If it doesn't kill the crop, we are going to knock it out now, because I'm afraid if it doesn't kill the crop for whatever reason, and we get lucky enough that it doesn't, the next episode in January, it absolutely would kill the crop. So, let's get over there. Alright, we're on our way here. This is actually the starting area on this map, and I'm sure you already know that, but for whatever reason, if you don't, this right here to the left, these buildings here, the silo, etc., this is all the starting area. Now, it's a pretty nice little area. It's got a greenhouse on it. It's got another greenhouse for the rice saplings. This is actual regular rice right here, fields. And I like the little tiered levels here, right? I like that. But we decided not to go with that approach. We decided to do a challenge on this one instead of just doing a kind of a let's play, if you will. Now, this is our field right here. So... what we're going to attempt to do here is kind of drive around the corner here on the edge here and see if we kill any crop or not. I'm not too concerned by killing a tiny bit of crop here. I'm assuming we are going to kill it. Yes, we are. Okay. So there you go. We're not going to be able to spray that field. Unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with the weeds in it, but that's all right. It will still give us something, so that's better than nothing. So, we are going to leave the episode at that point, gang. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Like it, especially. That helps me out more than you can possibly imagine. Thanks to my members, all 12 of you. Cannot thank you guys enough. And we'll see you all in the next episode.